Thank you so much. Next, we are going to meet Mrs. Habsa Sileymane. She's a co-founder of the Mauritanian Association for Human Rights. Okay, her organization is pronounced in French, and I do not want to massacre that French. And my father would be very upset if I pronounce it wrongly because we practiced and I still didn't get it. So I'll leave that to her. But she's an alum of several human rights organizations, and she's defended fellow human rights activists and has been an advocate for the rights of women, children, and the abolition of slavery in Mauritania. So with that pleasure, I want to welcome her to you today.
Thank Drame Institute for giving me the opportunity to stand here and sharing some important facts about women's violation in Mauritania. I will go in any different sector and show how women are underrepresented in these sectors. Women employment and economic participation in Mauritania. The statistics shows that in the administration as of year 2010 and 11, women represent only 23.6% against 76.4% for men. In the trade sector, women represent 31.6% compared to men 63.9%. In the labor market, in Mauritania, men represent 92.1%, whereas women represent only 7.9%. Regarding certain sector like the auto industry, welding, electronic, and building, women are totally absent. In terms of education and gender gap, according to the Ministry of Women Affairs, men represent 72.2%, whereas men represent 72.2%, whereas women represent only 28%. In terms of health issues, the data indicated in 2011, on every 100,000 women who gave birth, 550 died, and this is due to the lack of access to health facilities and the insufficient birth space. Recommendation in regard to this, we need an increase in calling on everybody to pressure on the Mauritanian government to increase policies, researches, and resources and strategies to develop economical activities in order to increase women employment and access to social facilities. In terms of law, women are represented and discriminated. They do not have the right to witness and present evidence beside the law due to the Islamic Sharia. Women are considered also minor. They cannot transfer citizenship to their children if the father is a non-national. And as well, even if they get married to a non-national, they cannot transfer the nationality. In terms of inheritance, women have not equal right to inheritance with men. Politics. In 2011, we see that still women represent 22% only of the parliament. Municipal seat, we still hold only 35%. We do not, however, have the data of the Senate in 2011, but 2010, even if there is a change, it's a slight change. Women represent only 16% of the Senate seat and 18% of the cabinet members. And in this, we recommend also to develop, to increase women access to education, and also amend the law in order to have equal opportunity right. In terms of other violations perpetrated against women, there are numerous rape cases that are still in practice. Rape has been a stigma in Mauritania, and it has been known as a zina because it's only recognized as a prostitution. Therefore, it is condemned by the Islamic law. The victims still have a fear to go in beside the law and address their issues. So this is in terms of rape. The stigma is not allowing women to publicly declare that they are victims of rape. Sexual harassment is commonly practiced at work, and women are still under fear also to report it, and in fear of being seen as perpetrating prostitution. Statistics are still not available. We're calling on the government to investigate on the issue and to help a lot of NGOs, but there is no access to funding that help the NGOs to investigate in the issue. AIDS and victim of AIDS. Although there is no law discrimination publicly against people who are victims of AIDS, the society has still a stigma which has already which excludes the victims of rape from having access to health issues. They cannot publicly declare that they have AIDS due to the Islamic portrait of the society. In terms of looking at the Article 3 and 60 of the International Convention of Civil and Political Rights, there are a lot of violations that are perpetrated in Mauritania, and this can be elucidated by we have the Personal Code of Status that is institutionalized in the country. But the Article 9 of this give the parental authority and head of the household only to men. We have also the practice of slavery. That is also another issue because it's giving breeding rights, which is only a rape, to slave owners to practice it against women slaves. We have also unregulated domestic workers' rights that has a result of underpay, rape, accusation of stealing, accumulation of salaries. In 2011, with the outcry of NGOs, there is a covenant that was passed, but it's still not implemented and practiced. Polygamy gives the right on the Article 83 to of the Code of Personal Status, give the right of men to have full wife with the consent of the first wife. Okay, for divorce, women are forced to prove damage in order to have the right to divorce beside the law. The penal code also does not define rape, domestic violence, sexual abuse, and penalize it by the law. So we do not know what is rape, what is prostitution. There is a lot of confusion going on in the country. There is no clear cut. Where is the law? Where is what the law says against this? So it really needs a lot of work to be done in the country to help alleviate women discrimination. Female genital mutilation is still under practice, although it's banned. Okay. Recommendation for this. We would like the domestic labor to be implemented and practiced. We would like the schools to have an obligation to for male and female in order to help progressively combat ignorance and poverty. Breeding should be considered felony and penalized. We're calling on everybody to help us on this. The law should penalize rape, harassment, domestic violence, and we should issue discriminative laws that will help women come out of these named discriminations. If you have any other questions, I will be able to respond afterwards. Thank you.